Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker,
Luke Young,
Lloyd Johnson.
And this week we have a very special guest. We've got
Romie.
Romie's in the house. Everybody,
Romie.
Warm, welcoming applause, please, for our guest.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us on a very
Pleasure to be
special
here.
Lloyd Johnson Happy Birthday episode of
It's
The
an
Bastard
honor.
Sermon.
It's my birthday week, bitch.
We've been doing this all fucking day since it's so out of character for you to say some birthday week shit. Oh, man. This is going to be a fun fucking episode. Introduce your guest, please. Tell us who we got on.
This is Romie. I've known Romie since I was like 21-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. He's babysat my daughter for years. He was my roommate for years.
All the parties,
Yeah. Maybe the most ridiculous Halloween parties that have ever happened.
the white trash party.
The white trash party.
What is? Hold on, let's stop right there. What's the white trash party?
It was
We
just
made like
night.
peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and other white trashy.
Yeah, we all like drinking Boone's
Hors
Farms.
d'oeuvres.
Everybody dressed up in white trash gear. I was wearing like a Leonard Skinner shirt with like a sleeveless fucking flannel. I shaved my beard and it was like a Fu Manchu.
It just sounds like one of my family reunions.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah. I mean,
describing-
that's kind of where we're going for. We're basically going for like a normal day in Ross, but we're doing it in Finneytown.
I
So
love it. Love it.
You know
Daytime
what though?
adventures.
You had said it during the intro to Lloyd's birthday episode that it's so unlike him to say birthday week things. Does anyone else hate people that celebrates their birthday in a whole week?
dude, I had a whole fucking thing with a friend who ended up unfriending me because she was like, "It's my birthday month."
Excuse you? Who
And I
are
said,
you?
Hold on, one, you misspelled month the way you say it wrong. And
There
there's-
was a UH, wasn't there?
no MONTHF.
Oh, wow.
I imagine two F's. There was two
Yeah.
F's.
It might have been, yeah. But I was just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And it just like devolved into like literally, she ended up unfriending me. I was like, "One, you don't just get to claim a fucking month."
No.
I want to hear more of Lloyd's passion and hatred about this subject. I hate to rehash something we already did, but oh man, I pulled out something from Lloyd that I can only you'll see. So I was gonna take Lloyd out for a steak dinner or something because I don't know, like just being trapped in your house and fucking getting fucked over by disability checks not coming on time and shit like that, and like it's been fucking his money up left and right, and I know it's been a hard time for my boy. And I know that he's not like a very like, it's my birthday celebration and shit like this, but for like a one day, like, let's give Lloyd something back for everything that he does for the show and like me as a friend and shit like that. It was like, I'm going to take him out for like a steak dinner or something like that. But I wanted to make it also a little fun for me, a little, nice little selfish bit of fun for myself. So I was like, we opted for Portillo's instead, right? We got some steak and shrimp and some fucking taco shells that we're going to whip up later. I opted not to do that. And then I told him it's almost a good thing that we opt for the Portillo's instead of going out, because when we went out, I was going to for sure slide the waiter or waitress a $20 bill and be like, please, even if it's not your guys' thing, if
Give
this
them a
isn't
lap
something you
dance?
guys do. Precisely, yes, a lap dance. No, come out and do the obnoxious happy, it's your birthday, happy birthday. If you have a
dude.
guitar, a flamenco guitar, bring that out. A trumpet that you don't know how to play, do that. Get the busboy involved and shit like that. Can we go to Lloyd's face now? Lloyd, how would you have reacted if I would have paid the waiter $20 to sing an obnoxious birthday tune in the
I
middle
can
of
assure you, with 100%,
Oh yeah.
you would have regretted doing it.
Yeah.
You've told me why I would regret it. Explain to the listeners why I would regret it. I don't think that I would.
I assure you, you would. I would make sure for a long time that you really regretted that decision.
You don't know what kind of douchebag I am, though.
I understand what kind of pain I can inflict on a human body.
That would almost make it worth it for me, though.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
what
mean, you
about the
say
people
that
that
and
like
say-
pain?
No, I'm saying he says that until he's like coughing blood at 3 a.m. and can't breathe because both sides of his ribs are broken. Dude, I find that
God, I love that.
I find that to be the most disgusting thing in the fucking world.
Yeah.
That birthday song, whatever, and I have
Yeah.
since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Like my parents knew instinctively, like from knowing me, like don't ever do that. Like to the point where last year we had a birthday. Lily came up from Florida. They all surprised me with like nice birthday at Kabuto. And at one point, the birthday singers came out, and it was for someone else. But for a second, my face apparently made my friend Josh Gears slid under the fucking table. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a coach at a gym. He teaches people how to fight for a living. And apparently my face, he was like, nope, I'm out, and slid under the fucking table. And my brother like stuck his hand in the air like, oh, he's over here. And I looked at my brother and I was like, I will fuck you up. And he looked at me, he was like, it'd be worth it. I was like, no, I will hit you. You understand? I will hit you. And he's like, no, man, like it'd be whatever. I'm like,
You mean
no,
like a friendly love tap? Like just
No,
like,
I was like-
you dick.
And
one of
after a
those?
few seconds, I think he got what I meant. Like, I'm going to hit you, and I'm going to hit them, and we're all going to jail. That's where this will go if they come over here singing it.
Why would you hit them though? What is the?
I don't know, because I find the whole thing so gross.
But you were explaining it to me off mic that it was like something about interrupting. We'll go into the
It's ear
why
rape.
you don't like it, like precisely
All
for
right.
the.
So it's fucking up everyone else there that's eating.
Right, it's ear rape.
It's fucking up their day. It's making a whole bunch of people who work a fucking shitty restaurant job having like demean themselves for your fucking it's watching 7 dead-eyed 19-year-olds pretend to smile
With
while
your
fucking
shark
clapping
eyes.
and singing.
Charcoal black shark eyes.
It's
the
so
whole time.
disgusting. It'd be similar to like if and I said this to Cody, he's like, I don't think it'd be the same. Like if he was just like, are those 2 gay guys over there? Like just started like randomly like pointing out and screaming something inappropriate at somebody in the middle of a
That's
restaurant.
not the word you use.
Well, I didn't use the word. I hinted at the word.
All right, sure you didn't.
I did. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Did I say it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
But I can't lie. What do you mean?
I did
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
I assure you I didn't. But anyway, Cody trying to make it sound like I'm.
All right, he didn't say it. Nah, he didn't say it.
But no, I found it so gross even since I was a little kid.
yeah.
But
Like-
here's my point with that. If you're really on the sides of the servers and everybody in the restaurant, how would you punching them? How would that in any way play to the plight that you're fucking?
When you're set into a rage,
Yeah, that's what,
everyone is in danger. When you're set into a range and you're
range?
within range of throwing hands, you're in danger. Especially if you participated in whatever triggered
But his
the rage.
point is that it's disgusting for like them to have to do it, and
Right,
that's
but
part of the embarrassment.
second I was
so
like-
how does dragging them into the altercation?
the
make
second
it,
I was like, stop doing this. I'm like, but I can't. Yes, you fucking can. Stop doing this. You're better than this. I don't know you.
Yeah.
it would be
But
so deliciously evil
If
because
you
I
ever
know.
want to hear the word proud from any family member ever again, stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because this is, it's so viscerally upsetting to me that, like, if somebody was like, no, this is my job and I enjoy, ha! Fuck you. No.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely not. I could see myself going to jail over a situation like that, and I don't understand how that would be worth it to anyone.
Yeah.
So anyone who knows me, I feel like if you did it, I would
Yeah.
take it personally in a way like people like people have always been like, oh, what is it embarrassing? I'm not embarrassed. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, you could stand up and be like, look at those 2 N-words over there eating fried chicken. I would lose my fucking mind if someone did that in a restaurant.
Yeah.
To me, that's the same kind of thing. It's just like this weird.
I love how that's the same in your head as somebody singing "Happy Happy Birthday" is the calling.
Which is it's just to me,
Calling
it's
2
just
black people the N-word.
well, to me, it's just like just being demeaning, like being just shitty and demeaning and uncaring about anyone around you. It's the same way as how many times I've been in an argument with somebody because they're talking on their phone.
Yeah, it's ear rape. You're
Yeah.
making someone and everyone around you listen to shit that they don't want to listen to. You're making them listen to it, and it's definitely optional. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be that loud. You can put it right next to your face because that's what it was designed to
The
do.
one that kills me is the people who do this with their phone on speaker.
Yeah,
it's
what
like,
are you
just
doing?
roll
Yeah.
your wrist a little bit. Just there you go.
There you go.
That's how phones work. That's how they've always worked.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm a speakerphone guy. I hate it about myself, but I'm a speakerphone guy. But hold on, be fair to yourself. You're a loud text message like ringtone guy with your own goddamn voice, you narcissist. Yeah,
That's a fucking goat, dummy.
it sounds like you saying yeah.
No, it's a goat.
That's not you. I thought that was you this whole
You're
fucking
a
time.
fucking maniac.
no.
It
it's a
sounds
goat.
like you going yeah.
It's a fucking goat from the zoo that every time I made that noise, I was like, that's goddamn hilarious. So I just
But you're an
recorded
old man with that ringtone, so you can't get mad at people with fucking.
Sure, I can. A ringtone where it's like, yeah, it's a fucking second. It's not a conversation where it's like, oh no, and then this was, and then this, and then that.
No, I'll tell you when it's infuriating, and I'm sure you don't do this, but when I was with Allie, right, her mom had to get this thing called the, I swear to God, it's called the Whipple procedure. I know.
Whipple!
Fuck your family!
Fuck you!
Yeah, Time Suck fans, if you're listening, you know what we're talking about. But no, she's getting this procedure because she had like stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and she had to have certain sets of her organs removed. It was a crazy, like 12-hour long fucking insane fucking procedure.
Did you just say something about my phone?
I absolutely did, and I'm a piece of shit, but that talks on speakerphone. That was part of my point to start this off. It's just to make it fair, but I'll tell you how the ringtone thing is something that's equally, not ringtone, but the text message ringtone specifically. That's a more level of insanity of ringtone, and I'll tell you why. That maybe you know socially, like I've never heard this during a podcast. You know, you have the fucking, you know, the place of mind to turn that off mid-podcast. Or you turn it off when we're we're watching a movie. You're not a fucking insane person with it. But we were sitting with Allie and with all of her family wondering if her mother was going to die in the hospital for this 12-hour-long fucking insane surgery that her mother's getting.
Whipple.
The whole time, there's a guy, and it's a big surgery room at, I forget what hospital, but there's a guy behind us that's sitting there in a NASCAR t-shirt with the squidaloo, ba-da-doo-doo, like the whistle ringtone, the whistle thing of I don't know what it is. You know the cowboy, like they're about to fight at the old K Corral.
Yeah.
That would go. It would go off literally every time they do it out of a text message, and I was like, you don't have the fucking presence of mind to know that's the one. That's exactly what it was, and that's exactly how long it took. And it was just as jarring in the middle of anything that we were doing. Like, waiting. There's a big fucking, like, LCD screen where you can see everybody's names and, like, in progress surgery. We've been there since 5 in the morning. This fuck has been having his ringtone on full volume loud in an echoey fucking hospital, like, waiting room for 4 hours he's been doing this. To almost, like, I'm like, are you fucking trolling me at this point? I'd be fine with it if you were, but Jesus Christ, you fucking old psychopath. Do you do shit like that, Lloyd? Like, do you have?
No, if I was in a hospital, I'd for sure go on. If I'm around a bunch of people or even in public, it goes to vibrate almost immediately.
I'm the same way. For whatever reason, sometimes, like, you'll see me over here on speakerphone sometimes, but it's not every time that I talk on the phone. The people that are at the goddamn grocery store around strangers talking, that drives me bananas.
So
insane.
I found that my only way of dealing with that now is I've decided if I can hear both sides of a conversation, I'm a part of that conversation.
I feel that.
And I've had a lot of like 40-something-year-old women ready to fight me.
Have you ever been part of those conversations where they've got the speakerphone going and the person that they're talking to is talking to other people on their end, and they're just hanging out waiting for them to just wrap it up so they can keep going?
So what I do in those situations, I'll just start commenting, how the fuck, why ain't Tina even listening to you right now? Like, I'll hear as much as I can to be able to comment effectively.
Yeah.
I don't do shit like that, you know, in those situations. I do it, like, when we're, you know, hanging out here, and maybe, like, whoever I'm talking to, you guys probably are going to know him anyways, so you can participate in the conversation. That's part of it. I don't do it in super, like...
Well, I mean, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, T-Bone called earlier, and I put it on speaker so you could hear.
Sure. And I'm fine with the text message thing in general. I'm just saying, like, these rules aren't hard and fast, but, like, I could see in certain situations how they could be, like, just an insane person's problem. Like, how are you...
But I have that message just because I recorded a goat that sounds like he's saying, yeah.
I thought forever that was you. Can you play that real quick into the microphone? Is there a way to do it?
Hold on, someone just text me real quick.
All right, text Lloyd. Who's got a phone? Yeah, this is...
That's an actual text message, though.
We're going to wait for it. It's important. But
not like...
do.
It was literally me just sitting there fucking with a goat in the morning, and he just kept making that noise, and I, like, took my, like, note recorder.
Wait for it. Hold up your thing. It's about to come through. Hold the speaker right up to
That's right.
This is a lot for
right
a
there.
little bit of payoff. Yeah. I thought that was Lloyd. Can you... Okay, Romie, you fucking
My
known this
ringer
person.
hasn't been on for like 10 years, so I have nothing to add to this. My phone stays on silent.
No, but what I'm saying is you've known him for a long time. Doesn't that kind of sound like Lloyd's like, yeah?
Oh yeah, if I had just like grabbed that, would have assumed it was just him.
Do you do any of these insane, like, middle of public speakerphone conversation things?
No, I really hate talking on the phone, period. So I either will have a headset in, or if I do speakerphone, it's in the car, or like I don't even with the headset on, I don't like having a conversation. If I'm in a store, I'm on a mission. I want to get in, get whatever I'm getting, and get out. So if a lot of the times I try my hardest not to be on the phone so that I'm not distracted and then buy things that I don't need, or it's just not something I like to do at all. I don't like to be on the phone.
I'm gonna say we've known each other for let's say close to 20 years. I think we've had 2 conversations actually on the phone.
Well, outside of like, hey, grab this or this or that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you the last time we had like an actual phone.
Honestly, I remember one time I called you when you had Lily and you guys were somewhere, and I'm like, hey, when are you guys gonna be back? Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And then I think you called me a couple years ago on my birthday and just said hi, like actually on the phone. I was like, oh shit. Like,
On the phone's like the
Special
only
occasions.
It's the only way that I communicate. Like,
Really?
I love talking to people, like hearing their voice and being able to read their mannerisms in some level, because I don't feel like text messages, you're grasping the entirety of the conversation that you're having with another person. I'd rather face-to-face everything, but like if I'm texting you, it's because it's the last resort. It's the middle of the night, I don't want to bother you, and I know most people like it that way, but I fucking hate doing anything that's not a phone call. Like, it just drives me insane.
Well, when you work in a call center for 4 years,
I did that.
For me, the last thing I wanted to do was talk on the phone at all.
I was being forced to talk to strangers that I didn't know about their bank accounts that they ruined. That was somehow my fault.
Course, yes,
with no
absolutely.
empathy for whatever the shit was. Like,
No
calling
ownership
it with
of
big
what they
brass
did.
balls
Yeah.
confidence, talking to a stranger over the phone where there's no threat of physical violence, or like you have to actually care about a person's feelings over and over again. So I disassociate that with talking to somebody that I actually know. But I get what you're saying. I know what you mean. It fucking sucks having to be... I used to do the 10-hour shifts. That way that I could work 4 days a week. So it was goddamn grueling to sit there and talk for 10 straight hours, and you have a girlfriend that would want to just talk after you get home. I'm like, I would rather fucking murder you and then myself than have one more second of conversation.
just
throughout the
point
rest of
at
the
things
day.
and grunt, goddammit.
Yeah, exactly. It's bananas. I can't
Which
believe it.
Jerome can tell you from experience is the first half of the day. That's how I communicate.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't say
Grunts.
words. I just
I know I spend a lot of time, not a lot of time over here, but I sleep over. I know the mornings are like, probably I'm trying to get out of here, because I think we have similar moods in the mornings where it's like, I don't want to talk to you, you don't want to talk to me. Simple conversations, nothing that's going to be grating on me, because I have these fucking stupid conversations with my grandpa the second I wake up at 7 in the morning. I've slept for 3 hours. I'm just up to get my fucking child to kindergarten. I don't want to have a conversation about, is it cold outside? Do you think she needs a jacket? Is there... And I'm like, I appreciate everything that you do for me. I genuinely do. I appreciate you letting me live here, but I am going to burn this house to the ground with you sleeping in it if you ask me one more fucking question. I'm over it. Especially in the morning. I need that series of either grunts. Even sometimes grunts are annoying. I'm like, don't fucking too much noise right now. Not ready for life. Fuck this.
Yeah, if I have to actually interact in like any meaningful way, like I go to work at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
and everyone there knows, like, before 7, just don't ask me a direct question. Don't, unless it's important. They all just kind of go, "I'll wait."
Yeah, unless you want to get your mouth spit in and Lloyd's going to beat your ass up and down the street. Don't talk to Lloyd.
They're really hung up on this thing where I spit in a grown man's mouth.
I
out
don't
of anger.
I
I
kind
don't
of like
think
that.
I don't think I'm that bad in the morning. I don't think I'm pretty fine waking up any day. It does take
Baby,
effort.
you're fine right now.
Thanks,
Shit.
Yeah,
baby.
you are.
But it does take me time to like have to put in that energy for that fake one-sided conversation you're looking for.
I think at some point, I think after like the first back surgery, when it's like every day I wake up in pain.
Yeah.
So that first hour is me just being like, I didn't die in my fucking sleep. I got to do this shit again.
Yeah. And then
Fuck.
you got to break all the joints. That
Yeah,
are
like,
set
I
in
really do, like,
place in the
you're not
morning.
kidding. It's-
Yeah. No, I've thought about this stuff. I feel for you, bro.
So like,
For real, I mean, it's terrible.
like Romie used to get Lily up and put her on the bus and stuff for me. And there's days that I was there and he would still do it just knowing, like,
He trained me well.
but I mean, it was you could tell it was like he understood, like, oh, I'm gonna be a lot better in this situation than he will right now. So he would just get Lily up, get her on the bus and stuff, and I'd wake up like, oh, thank you.
I want to. This episode's a very Lloyd-centric episode since it's his birthday week, bitch.
It's my birthday week, bitch.
Yeah. I want to make it a little more Lloyd-centric since you've known Lloyd for, what, 17 years now? Something like that?
It's definitely more than 17.
Yeah, it's like 19 to 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so close to, we're bordering on 2 decades
Yeah.
at this point of
Yeah.
friendship. And Lloyd, unintentionally, I know that he's never trying to do this, but every story somehow devolves into a fight or an altercation or Lloyd being a badass. And he's not like trying to be, I'm a badass, but like that's what genuinely almost every story ends in. Like his story starts with descriptors for people's size, weight, like how well they can fight. What's the stripes that you got on your karate belt and shit like that. Like that's his setup for every story. I was hanging out at a bar. There was 3 guys. I could tell based on his stature that he knew how to fight a little bit of a Jeet Kune Do. I could tell just the way that he was carrying his drink, and I knew that eventually the thing was going to get to an altercation. The bar was
this so much
the bartender
because I know you're right.
was looking at me because she was like, at some point he's going to be a problem, and you're the only one that can do it. And I guess I'll be the superhero that saves the day. Like his fucking life is just a white man's Jet Li movie. At any given time, he's ready to just flip tables and start fucking just kickboxing in the middle of the street. So I have to ask you, knowing him bordering on 2 decades, how many of these situations have you been in with Lloyd doing some fucking Jackie Chan, some white Jackie Chan shit in the middle of a bar or just anywhere? And
I've never seen it. Lloyd never had people around him that he had to do that with.
No, there's those people that came over from your friends with Panera at that one Halloween party, and the guy walked off with my bottle of liquor, and I fucked him up in the front yard.
I didn't see it.
Oh, but
I
you know
didn't
about
see
it.
anything for purpose. I don't see nothing.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
I didn't see anything. So no, I don't have funny stories of things that I've seen him do. Believe me, I wish I could see him do a lot more. But I don't have many stories of that. He did it outside of my view. I only heard about it afterward.
have you seen him get like wild style with people just verbally, altercation wise?
No, normally the stare is
No,
enough.
hold on, wait. You remember me throwing Joey Gregory down the stairs when he grabbed that girl Kim's shirt at the party?
I did not see that.
But you were there.
I was there, maybe, allegedly.
This YouTube video is going to come in handy, folks.
I didn't see anything.
There's a little bit of a
I
nod.
didn't see anything.
There's a nod and a wink situation going on here that the listeners.
I did not see anything.
Like my brain's going back. Like, this is probably one. No, yeah, but no. I will say a lot of time me and Romie have spent around each other.
It's okay, I can edit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of time like when Lily was younger, so I was trying my best to keep that under control, I guess, a little better. And I also never bring any of that shit around my own house.
Yeah.
It's like the one where I was talking about, there's a Halloween party where some of his friends came over. Someone called somebody and they showed up, and this dude tried to walk off with a bottle of my liquor. And I went to go pour a drink, and I see like that missing, and I walk out in the front yard, and he's like walking down the sidewalk holding it, and I was like, nope. So I ran out there, and whatever happened. I came back with a bottle of liquor. It's fine.
I had a story. Here's a story of the same thing that happened, but I'm a scumbag. So
can't
we
wait
were
to
at a
hear
party at Jake's house, and sorry, Jake. This guy was drinking with him all night. We're doing blow all night, and not Jake though, because I don't want to put Jake.
Yeah,
in
not Jake.
Yeah, Jake wasn't doing blow all night and shit like
yeah.
that. But so we're doing blow all night, and then Jake like passes out at some point because it's 6 a.m, and it's just time, and everybody's about to leave, and I see dude swipe one of Jake's like half empty bottles, and I was like, I just saw what the fuck you did. And he was like, yeah, I know. And then like he just broke out more cocaine, and like it was just an unwritten agreement of like, huh? And I was like, how good of friends. I haven't seen Jake in a year.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
party etiquette has its own layers.
God damn it.
Yeah, I
yes.
was, and I looked at him and I was like, probably lose this fight. You broke out cocaine. I was like, it's a win-win. What am I gonna fight for Jake's honor right now? Fuck that. I'm getting free blow out of this situation.
I am the man who will fight for your honor.
But to your point, I have heard a lot of the this is what I will happen, do, blah, 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 that I've never tested him, obviously. I mean, as much as I would probably enjoy it myself, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's enough to where I believe it. It's in his eyes. That's what he said happened. It happened. And so when you were breaking it down, yes, that does happen. We have been at the bars, and yes, he's looked at their stats and everything just by looking at them and sizes them up. And it's like that RoboCop thing, like in their field vision, like he can like have their body scan and he can tell where he's going to snap them and all that stuff.
You got the power visor,
totally
DBZ.
believe it. Yeah. Yeah.
He's got a HUD going at all times. Just a heads-up display of like stats.
It's like RuneScape open market. He just sees. He's like, no, he's level 54. I'm like 80. I'm like 89.
Yeah.
I'd crush him.
I'm gonna take all of his gold too.
And I'm sure just as a byproduct, I'm sure he's heard a bunch of the fucked up stories too. But yeah, I think I was generally pretty calm.
Yeah.
For most of the time we were
You're
around
pretty
each other.
calm. I mean, I feel like it's going to take a little bit to get you to.
Unless he's provoked with birthday songs.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Then he's ready to fight the whole
By minimum
TGI
wage
Friday
workers,
staff.
yeah.
There's a whole there are definitely situations where I don't like how I will react, but I will, and I know that, so I try to avoid them as much as I can. You know, there's times we would go to a bar, I'd see a handful of people there, I'm like, no, let's go to the one across the street instead.
What's the most uncomfortable situation Lloyd's ever put you in?
The only one I could really think of, there was a friend of mine that needed somewhere to stay.
And Lloyd called him the N-word right away.
No, he didn't call him the. Maybe I did. No, he wasn't the N-word. But I was ready for this kid to go. Like, I didn't like how I was being treated. I didn't like how. There's a whole nother story with it. Anyway, I kind of jumped the gun with getting him out of the situation as quickly as possible. And Lloyd, that's the only time he's really got on me, because he already had like a plan of what he wanted to do. And I was impatient and didn't want to wait for the plan. And I mean, he got really stern with me on the phone. And then when he got home, he was really pissed. And that was back when Allie had gotten involved. Like, he had called Allie or whatever. I remember he came back and he was like pacing back and forth in the living room. I remember that incident, but other than that, yeah, we're never. I never really cross him.
No, and
we don't really get into a cross.
How did you two meet?
A mutual friend of ours, a friend of Livy's. I think more of a friend of Livy's at first. And I was with her one day where she went to their townhouse. Was it the Kensington or something, or
whatever, yeah.
over there? Okay. Anyway, I because she would go over there and help Livy clean up and get the girls' rooms together and stuff like that. So that's how I went with her over there to Livy's house. And you know, Livy and Lloyd were like my world. When they divorced, I did not believe it at all, because they were like my role models. They were my idols. I worship them. I call him my king and she was my queen, and she still holds that title, and he still lets me call him all that stuff too. And
He told me that there's like, you guys
it.
do this in public where like.
I will call him master. If you told me to get down on my knees right now and kiss his feet, I totally would. Like he has that dominant control.
There's a sub-dom
over me.
thing happening.
There is
here.
very much, and he plays along with it, and I love it. But anyway,
how many people? I can't tell you how many. There's been at least 3 or 4 times where someone thought we were dating because of a phone, like a Facebook comment, and someone's like, "Oh, I thought you were dating that guy," and I'm like, "What? Why?"
I just fuck
No,
him.
I
What do you
don't-
mean?
And they were like, "Well, because he said my king and blah blah,"
Yeah.
and I was like,
no.
"Oh no, okay, yeah,
That's just what we
but
do.
I won't ever be like, don't do that. It's fine. It's how we've always been.
Yeah.
Okay, going off of this, and it's a very important question. What kind of hog is Lloyd working with? I know you've 20 years of friendship. You had to have seen his penis at least once. What's this man's dick looking like? If I asked all Lloyd's friends to come on the podcast,
It's the most prettiest thing you've ever seen in your life. There's a halo of gold that just surrounds it and shines.
That could be an STD. You need to get that looked at, dog. I had a
it's
similar
actually-
situation. Turned out HPV.
Mine was some confusion with some nuclear material. It was
Yeah.
Well, whatever it was glowing.
Yeah, you have uranium-232 inside your cock hole.
I will say that I did. There's times I did feel bad because, or when Romie lived with me, it was our rooms were.
Oh yeah,
Side by
I heard
side.
it all. I heard it all.
Does he
And then
fuck like an animal? This is what I hear from the girls the girl that he fucks.
Yeah, it's really hot.
just
It's
trying
a
to
good
make
show.
He's trying to make the one feel uncomfortable, but
it's a really good show. He puts on a good show.
yeah, destroying drywall. Is there like a
No, there wasn't any. Those walls weren't damaged.
Got to get a new bed every other week.
Yeah,
and
the actual room walls weren't damaged. Other walls might have had. That was a good joke.
All right, enough about Lloyd. Narcissism. Narcissism. Luke claims that he's got 5 minutes of shitting on me material, and that lit my penis right up. I was rock hard when I heard that we were going to talk about me for 5 minutes.
Dude,
Please, can we?
I was getting shit faced rightfully with my cousin and some friends at a bachelor party.
Shout out Clint.
And
What up, Clint?
It was yeah. Shout out Clint.
Happy marriage, motherfucker.
He's getting married this Friday. It's gonna be awesome.
We love you, Clint Young. Thanks for supporting the show.
And I see that the episode is shared and posted on Instagram, and I'm like, whoa, that's so crazy. It's been a couple days, but I mean, like I'm late all the time. And so he makes the post. He posts the Instagram for our 184 Drew Dawson and Tom Alvarez Instagram post, right? And for years, listeners, if you guys have been here with us for a long time, you know that him and Mansfield shit on me for my fucking episode descriptions all of the goddamn time. So this man has the gall to share episode 184 on Instagram. And the caption for the episode is, "It's a podcast, that's for sure."
Okay, but hey, wait, tap the more info link.
It's got all the tags
Interesting.
that we do.
All the stuff that we don't have in any of the descriptions for our podcast on any of the apps that we have. And also, it does have a description that is words
Because
that are
there's
coherent
descriptions that go-
and spelled correctly, motherfucker, and
Apple,
punctuated.
iTunes, and Spotify have it can't go on forever, dog. They can't have all the hashtags and @s.
Well, with a little
Dude.
tiny bit of editing, you can solve that.
Can I?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very
This is
easy
a
thing to do.
separate Libsyn discussion off mic.
Okay, that's fine. But no, you wanted to shit on me for it. I get it. I wasn't.
Motherfucker.
I had an okay time hanging out with those guys, but it wasn't my favorite episode, so I didn't have that much really to, contribute to the fucking.
It's
to
not
the
like
thing.
there was one already made on Libsyn.
Was there? Oh, it would be interesting if that was shared to me in some capacity that I could, or if the guy that agreed to do all the social networking
Hey,
thing
you
right
said
from
you were
the beginning.
taking over Instagram.
Because I was so frustrated
And
that
I
you
did not
won't do it.
agree. It was pushed on me. About 80% of the work for this podcast, aside from editing the podcast and your intro, I'm okay. I saw that triggered you.
No, go ahead, because
Hey, you know
I
what?
have
Hold
a
on,
lot
wait.
to say about this.
Hold on.
Patrick
Hold on.
shouldered no
You think you do
responsibility
80%
except
of the
for
work?
studio.
You genuinely
the setup.
You genuinely
The
think you do
setup.
80% of
The
the work?
setup.
Is this a lover's quarrel?
The
Yeah, I was
setup.
gonna
Yes,
say-
it
I
is.
have to buy the equipment. I have to figure out what's wrong
I said
every
the
time with the
setup.
audio. I gotta goddamn edit the podcast. I gotta
When we
fucking
started
write.
the podcast, yes, you got the
No, even
equipment and
Hey.
the editing, and
Hey.
then what?
Now kiss.
Okay.
All right, is that
Was that on
better?
video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on
Yeah,
video.
absolutely. All right, keep
That's what
going.
you guys call a kiss.
What are we gonna do? Make out? I don't know.
Yeah,
He's not
motherfucker.
into it. We kissed. What do you fucking want from us?
You
How?
didn't even touch lips. That's not
We
a real
touched
kiss.
cheeks.
Yeah,
That's not a
whatever. Who
real
cares?
kiss.
I kissed
Wrong
his
cheeks.
like Jesus.
No, see, genuinely though, you think you do 80% of the work?
No, I don't. I said for the setup of the show, 80% of the work was setting up the pages, the Libsyn, all of the accounts for all of the listening
did do
platforms.
all that.
And then you agree to take over the editing, which is 50%, if not 80% of the work.
It's not 80%, but it's a gigantic
huge
undertaking.
portion.
It's
And
a
then-
big undertaking. It's
and
how
then-
we get a podcast
And then
every week.
Patrick was.
It's hours of my time.
I have an 8-hour job. I'm too busy to do anything. And then everything else was, well, Luke will take care of it.
Luke, genuinely, how long does it take to upload to Libsyn? Tell me genuinely. How long? How many?
It doesn't take long.
Minutes, right?
It doesn't take
I'm
long.
spending hours of my time listening to the entire
I'm not
podcast.
arguing that. I'm not arguing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand you're upset for my one trick, for my one line.
And you're right. I did say that I would
But I
take over.
promise you, I'm not ignoring any of your work.
I hope
you
this
for
is fun
sure
for
do
other
most
people to
of it.
listen to, and it doesn't
I
seem
God,
to.
I hope so
So
too.
who's the
'Cause
top and who's
this
the
is-
bottom?
For sure, it's Luke is the top. He's got the
Okay.
bigger dick, right? He's gonna dominate this situation. Plus, he doesn't want my warty penis anywhere around him, so that's gonna play into this. It's on some some level.
I mean,
right?
it might give you something to look at though if you're on top.
Ribbed for his pleasure.
Hey,
5
you know
minutes
what?
though.
Hey,
If we
That's
covered
natural ribbing though.
hey, you know
That's
what?
natural ribbing. Why would you get rid of that?
You know what? It's my birthday week, bitch.
If it is, then
Dude.
continue, please. What do you have?
I don't know. I just was tired of YouTube.
Dude, okay. So
I'm sure everybody's tired of
I'm
hearing
moving
us-
it on anyways. Dude, I went to a sweet engagement party this
Yes.
fucking weekend.
You were so excited to talk about this, and even my baby mom hit me up. Like, I could tell she was drunk, but having a good time. Like, it was just you two together. Like, hey, what up? And I was like, you guys look like you're having fun and shit like that. And then you were like, the first time on Instagram in years you post a fucking like a Polaroid picture of the bachelor party, and I was like, this must be a phenomenal fucking party.
It was amazing.
For you to be like, I'm gonna take time out of my day to put something on the internet and actually care to share something, you know?
Yeah,
That's not a dig at you for the podcast thing.
No, I totally get it. Like, I went to Supporting Long and Jesse's engagement party. They finally got engaged. They've been together for years and years and years and years and years, close to a decade, and they finally did it or are going to do it. And
Congratulations,
so,
Soaps. Congratulations, Jesse. They're both great people.
We've had her on the show. Go check out her
She
episode.
did all of our tattoos. She did all the Bastard Sermon tattoos. She works at the Decorated Body over with Bobby
She's done
Bronson.
this
If you
too?
like that episode, go get a tattoo. Their books are closed for like forever because they have
Where
so
is
many
this at?
fucking bookings downtown in OTR. I don't know the exact street name, but Google the Decorated
Oh,
Body.
God, she's probably like $200 an hour.
Maybe one. I think it's like 150. I don't think
Oh, that's
she's
not too bad.
unreasonable. I
Okay.
think it's standard rates. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm advertising that incorrectly. Continue. I just wanted to give her a proper plug.
No, I get. And so I go into her house, and the first person I see is this guy Garrett that I haven't seen in ages, like years and years and years and years. He worked with me and Soap at Rivertown Brewery. You know what I mean? So aside from him and like
I know
a
who you're
handful of
talking about.
others, I had just gotten to see a bunch of people I hadn't seen in years. I had made friends with new people. Like I got to meet most of Soap's extended family. Like I knew her sister before I knew Soap. Bo Faneri was there, and then I got to meet her cousins. They were cool, and so if you've ever been to Soap's party before, she has this guy named Michael there. Michael is always there. And Michael, on the side patio of this party, was playing dice with a bunch of other people, like Vince from DSM.
Can I interrupt at this point? Michael, I had to keep from giving Allie drunk as fuck air duster when I was with Allie.
Oh, yeah.
He was going out of his way to like air dust. You were there. You were there
I
that
was,
night.
I
He's a
was.
maniac. He's a fun guy, but he's a fucking maniac. I was like, you're not giving my fucking baby mom air duster, you psychopath.
And so they're playing dice on the side patio for like 2 hours. Just like these 4 guys for like $8. Like that's all they have between them is $8. So they're playing again and again and again. I can only assume because one of them hopes to get like all $8 and just walk out victorious. But eventually, like they brought the games out to the back patio where the majority of the party was held, and they started to play on top of the hot tub. And Soap has a hot tub that can fit 16 people.
She bought a $20,000 hot tub. It was. I don't know if it's 20,000.
It's fucking huge.
But
Or
it's,
3 me's.
I think it's 18.
it's close to it. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, and so so they started to play dice openly on the hot tub, and at this point in the party, everyone is pretty drunk and very stoned, and so everyone starts to like watch the dice game, and Soap comes out of the back door with a stack of ones. She's got $300 in ones. And so she jumps up on the hot tub, sits down, crosses her legs, throws $1 in, and says, "Who else is in? Luke, are you in?" I'm like, "I don't have $1." And she throws in $1. She's like, "You're in." She starts buying everybody in. Eventually, like the whole party is around this hot tub, all playing dice. There's like $80 in the pot. Like people are making rent from
Y'all are
playing
just playing
dice.
Bones. Hell yeah, dude.
Dominoes,
It was so good.
Bones isn't Domino's,
Yes,
is
it
it?
is.
Is Bones Domino's?
Yes.
We're googling this. Keep talking.
It was, dude. It was so awesome. Like people were just winning
probably
handfuls
wrong.
of money
Probably wrong.
every fucking
white.
game, and then but also earlier in the party, she comes running out the back door. She sees me and she goes, "Luke," and she's very drunk, and she goes, "Truth or dare, for money," and I'm like, "I'm in. I'll do just about anything for money.
Domino's and Dice. They're both. It's both. We're both right.
It's Domino's.
It says fucking both, and it can be some weird Russian
white
fucking
people
game.
get to add shit to that too. And then
Dog, I heard this from black people, so I don't know. Fuck you.
And so she said truth or dare, but she really just says rock, paper, scissors. She says rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins gets $100. So if I win, you have to give me $100, vice versa. And I was like, I don't really have that. Like, all my money has to go towards this wedding. You know what I mean? I get paid the day of the wedding. Like, it's gotta go like the hotel and my clothes and everything. And so I do it anyways. Like, I'm about to blow this fucking money, but I made it. And she's like,
fuck Clint.
I beat her, dude. Paper over rock. She goes, I'll be right back. She goes into her room. She comes back with a stack of ones. Bang, 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 bang. Gives me $100.
Yeah.
She played, I think 8 games, lost over half of them.
What is this free money thing though? Is it
I have
just
no
that?
idea. It was just so awesome.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
so
sick.
is that your price, $100? You said you do anything?
Just about.
I'll say he's gonna tell you that differently than you probably meant.
Luke's a cutie. Come on.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
He's even got skin sparkles. I know you guys call them freckles. but-
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a cute way to put
See?
it,
Look
Lloyd.
at that.
Are we all about to fuck? Is that what's happening right now?
I mean, it's possible. In my birthday
We'll
week,
find out.
I love that. I love how out of character that is for Lloyd, but like that's what makes
It
me
came
laugh
up in
so.
conversation naturally earlier, and I enjoyed saying it so much that I just keep saying it.
I genuinely don't care if anybody else doesn't get it or likes it. I'm loving it.
Yeah, well, we do have a guest. Like,
Yeah. Well,
Lloyd is king of kings.
I just look like Jesus. It's fine.
we do have a guest.
Yeah.
Romie.
What's your point?
Talk to the guest.
Oh, sorry, Romie.
Hey, so Romie, have you watched any movies recently?
Oh, gosh. What's the last movie that I watched? I just watched The Screams again. I'm obsessed with horror movies. So
Yeah.
My sister was
I
real
just
big
watched
into
The
those.
Screams. Sorry
sorry to interrupt you.
Screams. I'm obsessed with horror, so I just watched Screams. I'm getting ready to watch Halloween Kills this week. I need to go see Lamb. I need to go see
I want to see Lamb
Antlers.
so bad. Lamb looks
I need
tight.
to see Lamb. I couldn't tell you the last thing that I saw in theaters. Probably Wonder Woman. I'm obsessed with Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Did you?
So,
Jeez.
Was it Wonder Woman 84? Is that the last thing you saw?
Yes, yes. I've seen it like 100 times now.
You have a look in your eyes, and you're saying you watched it 100 times. Everybody that I know that watched it said they fucking hated it. I never watched it.
I don't care.
though.
Gal Gadot could cut a cucumber
With her butt cheeks.
with her butt cheeks, with her hands, with anything, and I will stand there and watch.
I'm pretty on board with what he's saying right now. I will say I did completely ruin a movie for
Did
Romie.
you? I love spoilers though, so you
Remember
probably didn't.
when we went and saw the Paranormal Activity, like the second or
love
third one or
Paranormal
whatever?
Activities.
He asked if I would go. And I went, yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of those movies, but yeah. And it got to the point where I was timing the jump scares to right before the jump scare would happen, I'd reach over and tap
Oh
him.
yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm totally my grandma. Growing up, my grandmother. We went and see Mighty Joe Young. Do you guys remember the Disney movie?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Mighty Joe
Yes.
Young. And I remember, I'll never forget as a kid, she was like jumping at everything, just so. I'm like, no, like it's Mighty Joe Young. It's a Disney. It's just a big gorilla. You know what I mean? I never understood, why things scared her, and I'm totally her now. Like,
Wasn't that the movie about Shaq getting drafted in the NFL? Or
I
to
think
the
so.
NBA?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I see what you did.
He was watching a different version
see
of
what you
Mighty
did
Joe
there.
Young. I'm the easiest person to scare. I can be scared at anything. I would be honored to be killed by Michael Myers one day. Like, I'm obsessed with horror.
How'd you feel
and
about that
slasher.
reboot? How'd you feel about that reboot? I'll preface it with I
The
fucking
most
hated
recent
it.
one?
I hated it. Yeah, the one that
With-
had Jamie Lee Curtis. And,
Yeah, I loved it.
Everybody
But see,
said
I'm not-
that. I feel like I'm the wrong one, but I swear to God, I
I think it was made for people who are really into those
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
I was really into one
it
and
skipped,
two.
It skipped all of the other. It skipped H2O. It skipped
Yeah,
Resurrection.
it was meant to
skipped
be like a
3,
reboot.
Well, I mean,
More-
3 was Season of the Witch anyways, so it
Yeah.
had nothing to do with it.
But
And
it
it skipped
skipped 4 and 5,
Resurrection, and it
and
skipped
yeah.
H2O.
Yeah, it was
and it
supposed to be
skipped-
the reboot so they can do the Halloween Kills and all the.
But I have such a low
John Carpenter was
expectation.
involved again, and then they had fucking what's his face, the guy that's a comedy actor that fucking unexpectedly went into directing. That
Jordan Peele.
No. But the good guess. I forget the name. I want to say that he played the dude on Eastbound and Down, but I'm probably wrong about that.
remember.
It doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. But
I have a low expectation for movies, so that
So did I,
maybe that
but-
I'm not upset about it. I just enjoy the thrill of it and the brand, the franchise. I just enjoy a good horror movie.
I just remember leaving that paranormal
Activity. Yeah,
I remember leaving it, and he was like, "You kind of ruined that for me." And I was like, "How?" He's like, "You would tap me before every time something was going to happen, because like it really is in those movies. It's timed out to like."
I enjoy it.
It's on a beat. It's almost like a metronome of scares.
Yeah, it's almost like every 6 minutes there's a jump scare.
The Blair Witch Project made me cry. I cried because I watched that by myself in the basement. I cried.
Nothing happens except for like the last 30 seconds.
But the kids touching the tent or whatever, and they were all in the tent, and the kids kept poking it all around. I was like sobbing, like I was terrified.
I had an option when I was a kid because that movie came out, I remember distinctly, in 1999.
Was it 99?
Yeah, and I was 6 when it came out, and I know it distinctly because we had 2 options. My dad wanted to go see that in theaters with me.
You were 6?
Yeah, so my dad, high school. My dad wanted me to go see that in theaters with him, but it was he knew that I was a pussy and I was scared of everything, and like it would have been I would have just been such a bitch about it, and like he would have caught shit from my mom. So the other movie that was playing in theaters at the time was American Pie, and this is like before you'd see some shit like this. Now it's like it's so innocuous.
Now you can watch that crap
on
Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok.
It's genuinely nothing. People that grow up in the age of the internet, the Zoomers that grow up like that, probably completely like, what is this goofy shit? If anything, they're just picking out all the problems in the movie. Like how like he's filming some girl, like just pointing out how not only corny it is, but mad messages and expectations that it sets for people. But like I watched it in theaters. My dad's like loosely covering my eyes. I remember the usher for the movie theater was like this giant. But well, I mean, I'm 6, so everybody's a giant, but
what kind of parents
way bigger than my dad. Great mom, weird dad.
Ask him where's dad's at now.
Where's my dad at? Go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead. Knock, knock.
Wait.
We'll do this a fun way. We'll do this a fun way. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
My dad shot himself when I was 14.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I was 13.
That's not nice.
No, I'm just kidding. I was 13.
Could you imagine like opening the door to that?
Yeah, but you're not supposed to laugh when somebody says my dad shot myself.
You're supposed to laugh.
You obviously have not listened to enough episodes of this podcast.
It's old hat with this guy.
I'm not. I told you guys just the tip.
That's all right.
You can't put it all in right now.
Though is
shout out to my mom. She actually sent me a message. She was like, she pointed out one comment I said in one of the episodes she listened to. I was like, oh no, I'd probably rather bang my dad than my mom. Mostly because he's Ashes and I could just rub him on my dick. Whatever.
Yes, I listened to that one. I was like, oh my God.
And
I mentioned my dad's gooey corpse then.
Yeah. Yes.
But
Keep going.
She commented on that and I was like, oh yeah, I did say that out loud.
I love that your fucking parents and your brother and like your cousins all listen.
Parents.
And you're just parent and your cousins and whatever all listen to this shit and just have to hear you go, like, because I know mine will never do that, but God, it's so supportive of them to just do that for you. Like mine just won't. Mine were like, heard you talk about jerking off and we were out. Like, dude, sorry we tried, but it's over. Like
this past weekend we went out for my mom's birthday and she brought up the show and she said, I don't think I can watch that.
I pray my dad does not listen or watch this.
I try, but it's not.
This isn't my demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
This isn't my. Well, this is my demographic, but not on film.
We don't have to put
not
the film
any
out.
evidence or recorded or anything like that.
Hey, the Patreon, I'm not
going to... got my public persona and then my private persona.
Yeah, as I said, the Patreon, we can get a little...
We'll get weird on the Patreon if you guys want to check that out.
With that,
there's a paywall for that.
www.patreon.com/thebastardsermon.
I mean, because I can talk some nasty stuff.
Yeah, like someone actually has to pay like $5 to hear the Patreon.
Oh, okay.
And we still won't put your name on it, and there won't be video.
It could still go viral at any time.
It could.
That's true,
it could still go
also,
viral. There's a lot of things that people don't know about me.
I feel like if your dad sees the Bastard Sermon, he's probably not listening past that.
But if somebody else got a hold of it and then said, look what blank said.
Do you know how much I would love if the podcast would take off to the point that you're talking about? I got worried when I first started doing this about the same things you're worried about. Don't worry. No one's listening. And God damn it, I wish that they were. God, I wish that my life was being ruined by all the horrific shit that I've said.
Anything. At any point, you can go viral for anything. You can just have a goat sound, and then now it's all over TikTok because they're doing that goat sound.
If you make us millions, we'll pay for any legal repercussions.
Or like Lily proved with fucking TikTok.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you can go
She
viral
had
for
me do some
anything.
fucking
Lloyd
dumb
went
TikTok
100,000s viral. Did
Yeah.
you not know
video.
about
Whatever,
this?
like, I don't know how many it was, but it was a lot.
When Lily showed it to me, it was 100,000 people that had seen Lloyd's, like, what was the reaction? It was like a weird reaction
It was
video.
just like your parents' rules on something, so she was just like reading off like honestly don't even remember. It was during the middle of fights, so I was like half-ass paying attention.
But it was completely natural. You weren't even trying. Like, it was
No.
just a casual. That's what I'm saying. Like, you weren't trying to go viral. You weren't trying to make something funny. You just were naturally saying something, and she was recording it, and it went viral.
I mean, it was ridiculous. The response, I was like, man, I don't know. I just half-ass like paying attention, answered some questions, and there's hundreds of thousands of fucking views on TikTok. Or
It's wild what blows up.
yeah, the fucking comment section. There was like people sending Lily messages like, "You need a new stepmom." And I'm like, Jesus Christ, y'all! Like, you saw a weird, half blurred out version of me answering weird, nonsense questions.
We do hours of this a week. You do the bastard sermon and fuck you, we like the Bengals, and like nothing. I mean,
Oh, you
we
do
get some
another
listeners,
podcast?
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, when he first asked me to, we were just talking last night or whatever. I check up on him every once in a while, but like you said, if he were to have said at any time, literally, if I'm on the toilet and Lloyd Johnson says, can we say last names? If Lloyd Johnson says, "Get your ass here," like without even knowing what it is, I'm there. I do want to share this one awesome story. I know you guys have barely known me, but Mariah Carey is like my everything. Like, I live and breathe. Like, she's all in my body. I listen to her every day. He knows.
You got Mariah Carey tattoos?
Yeah, this is a Mariah Carey tattoo. This is from her Sweetheart video. This is her initials.
You have a Golden Girls tattoo.
I
That's
have a
sick.
Golden Girls
He's
tattoo.
wearing a Golden Girls shirt.
I
Which
love
also
it. I'm
explain to
obsessed
Cody
with the Golden Girls.
how dumb he is for not appreciating Golden
It's not that I don't appreciate it. I've
He
never
doesn't
watched
have good
it.
taste.
I have no reason
you.
to
He
have.
does not have good
Okay,
taste.
let me defend myself. I've never watched it. There was no reason for me to watch. Like, as who I am, not knowing me at all, but like just having a brief conversation. Does anything about me strike you as a person that would see Golden Girls
Yes.
on any platform and be like, I'm gonna fuck
Yes.
with Golden Girls?
Yes.
If I knew
Yes.
how good it was, yes,
The
sure.
answer is yes.
Okay, but why? What strikes you? What
Because
strikes
the
you
Golden
about
Girls
me?
is just it's a timeless show with
Correct,
good writing,
but I'm
good production, and it covers many different topics with humor, with old ladies saying and doing these things that you only
I'm not
expect your
contesting that.
grandmother.
Though. I'm not contesting
to
that. I'm
say
just
or
saying
do.
I haven't had an entry point to the Golden Girls. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
you've
Like,
had a very sad life if you've not been blessed with the Golden Girls.
it has been a miserable fucking
But let me tell you
existence.
this story about
Right, yeah.
Lloyd, because Mariah Carey was in town about 6 or 7 years ago filming a Christmas movie, which you have Mariah Carey and then you have Christmas, which, like with me, I'm Christmas music all year round. I keep certain Christmas decorations. I love snowmen, so there's snowmen all around my apartment.
Christmas
all
is
the time.
dope.
I love Christmas. I'm born 2 days after, so Christmas is my thing.
4
all year
days
round.
after. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my
Capricorn.
mom's all about decorating the house like that and shit. I've genuinely
Yeah, then
love.
we get screwed
Dude,
out
I
of
wish I
gifts
could
and all
give
that
a
stuff.
fuck about like holidays or like anything.
Well, that's
really. Like
sad.
I didn't even have
I know my
no
mom's
school
gonna be-
spirit. I don't give a shit about no teams.
I don't like decorating, but my kids like it, so it gives me a reason to do it.
I
And I
love it.
genuinely
I know
like.
my mom's gonna be like half losing her mind. Her birthday is on Christmas Day.
When people look at like the drive-through Christmas light shows and
Yeah.
they're like, this is amazing. All I see is this looks like a lot of hours of work of cleanup for whoever's got to fucking stand out here and do that. And to me,
But it
that
brings
just sounds
joy.
exhausting.
It brings joy.
Go climb imaginary rocks. I'm sure everyone
It
understands.
feels
that.
awesome.
Right. To them, that
It
feels
brings
awesome.
joy. So speaking of joy, so
To finish your story, I'm sorry.
Mariah Carey was in town, like literally in Wyoming, and she was filming a Christmas movie.
Wyoming, Ohio, for
it
the
was,
listeners.
It was like a double whammy. And obviously, you know, on movie sets, they're closed sets, so you really don't know where somebody is until somebody goes on Facebook and says, you know, she's here. But by the time you get there, they've already moved locations or whatever. And of course, I follow her, so I know she's in town. I'm in like panic mode because I'm like, I've got to touch her. I've got to smell her. I've got to, you know what I mean? Like, I've got to be in her presence. Like, how else would there be a chance for me to be this close? Like, she's in freaking Ohio, of all places. Mariah Carey, the global superstar, is in Ohio. Anyway, so I was literally chasing Facebook posts, trying to stalk her on the movie sets because she was going out and like signing autographs and stuff with fans. So I was on it. Anyway, out of nowhere, I get a message from him saying that the zoo is asking for extras, and he was like, if you take Lily, you can, take my place. And I don't want to start crying, but I will never forget that he did that, because I literally she was like right here to me on that. Like, I went and we got chosen. They split us up into 2 rooms. Our room, me and Lily got chosen to be in the scene, and we are in A Christmas Melody that comes on Hallmark Channel every holiday. Me and Lily are in the last 5 minutes. You can see us. I can send you the screenshot. But
hell yeah, that's awesome. I know that feeling. I'm that way with Stanhope, so I get it.
We filmed for, we were there all day. Me and Lily were stuck in this room because we were just extras, but our scene was the very last scene of the movie. Anyway, but he was the one that made that happen to me. So, I mean, like, you guys do not know how amazing that he is. I will never forget that. I'm forever grateful for that. That he made that happen. That's a memory that I'll never forget.
What a fucking sweet birthday story for Lloyd. I love how in Lloyd's version of his life, he's the Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid all the time, constantly. But like, I know it's, look at Lloyd shaking his head because he knows that's not true. But
I don't think that's.
It's a funny thing to say, but like every moment that I've had talking with Lloyd's friends, you hear stories like that over and over again, and I've experienced it myself. He's a solid, genuine guy. So happy birthday to fucking Lloyd. I want to continue this conversation with you and keep going. You've been a great guest so far. I want to get into some weird shit, some stuff that you wouldn't normally be comfortable with on any other platform. If you guys want to check that out, the listeners I'm speaking to now, go to www.patreon.com/thebastardsermon. We have our entire all of our catalog of bonus episodes. It's 50 plus hours at this point. You're getting a bonus episode a week, plus you might be getting a Huckers Fuckers. You might be getting like a Bastard LLC, which is like the Huckers Fuckers is my side podcast that I just do randomly. The Bastard LLC is our movie review podcast where we watch a movie together as a group and then we review the movie afterwards. We've got, unreleased episodes, episodes that I had to heavily edit that I said, fuck it, I'll put that up on the fucking, on the Patreon for $5. You get all that content. There's no other tiers. $5 gets you fucking everything. We just had Stiz a Crack on from Leftover Crack. I think you get a lot of bang for your buck compared to other people that are offering Patreon shit for $5. You might only get one podcast a week from them. You're getting at least a free bonus episode, another bonus episode, and fucking an episode a day early. Because normally this podcast comes out on Sunday. If you subscribe to the Patreon, you get it on Saturday. So go and fucking check that out if you want to hear the rest of Romie's interview. This episode, as all episodes, is sponsored by the amazing, the talented, the incredible, the long dick wizard, Anthony Tank Mansfield. Mansfield runs the Kneel to No One brand. He does it in a super dope collection of fucking, what am I doing with this read? I'm fumbling over my words in a way that I never do on this read. I can't believe myself right now. An incredible line of glassware that you could drink your beers out of, any of your beverages that you like if you're a sober person, your liquor, your fucking kratom, whatever you want. It's great artistic glassware that you can buy and drink your shit out of. T-shirts, enamel pins, and he runs the What You Into podcast. I've done it. He's done a bunch of live shows. He just did like 3 podcasts in like the matter of 2 days the other day. So fucking shout out to that podcast. Love you, brother. Thanks for supporting the show. Luke?
We are sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. I like to use a lot of equipment for paraphernalia. I like to use a bong. It's my favorite way to smoke. I also like to roll up some fat boy joints. And you can get all of those things at Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop, and they'll even give it to you at a discount of 15% off if you let them know you're a bastard. They've got it all, folks. They've got bowls. They have bongs. They have gas masks. They have odor-eliminating carry bags. They've got it all. So just head on over to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop, and they have 2 locations. They have one at 937 Monmouth Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071. And the other one is at 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45249.
please check out the Birthday Boys podcast. It's done with Alex Schubert, a phenomenal Cincinnati comedian. It's called Fuck You, We Like The Bengals. It's a roast joke podcast that deals with the Bengals. Even if you're not super into sports, I think that you'd enjoy their comedy. It's a fun listen every single week. Go and check them out. Go and check out Alex Schubert. It's a great listen.
Most recent episode was a lot of fun.
And the Bengals are doing good this year, even though they just lost. And I know there was a lot of fumbles right at the end. They've been a exciting fucking team to watch for the first time in forever. Whatever, not fumbles. I just mean like as far as the, whatever. I'm trying to get through the read.
So are we about to get nasty or something?
This is
Patreon
is your.
Gets a lot.
What'd you say?
Patreon gets a lot more weird.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you guys want to get weird with us, pay the $5.
Like we can talk about anything.
Anything. We'll get into that. A couple quick
All
shout
of the
outs.
words you asked if it was okay to say on Patreon.
Oh, we can say those words?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Did you tell them what those words were?
Nope, stop
You
right
told
there.
them?
Yeah, I showed them the message.
I like those words.
We're going to talk about that
I
message.
like a lot of words.
You're
read
going to
it.
read that message if you don't mind to start off, because I wanted to do this the whole time, but you had so much, like, you were worried, you had a lot of trepidation about this because your dad might listen. This is the one that only a couple, it absolutely is.
Yeah, I'm going to preface this to the
Trepidation?
listeners so it maybe entices them to spend the $5 to be a patron and listen. When I read the message, I was worried you were white.
I am white.
And straight.
I'm transracial. We can go over that too. I identify as dark white. And if you don't affirm my identity, then you're transphobic.
He's also been sipping out of a Trump cup the whole time. If you
I
want to
have.
get
I
into
have
this,
been sipping out of a Trump
stop
cup.
right there. We'll talk about this on the Patreon.
Well,
Think for rich white men.
Go for the check out the Patreon because it's about to get a lot weirder.
That's
guys.
weird.
This is also your last chance to get tickets to Blake Hammond's taping for his Amazon special. Only the Late Show is
It's not
available.
already sold out.
October 28th. It might be sold out by the time you get this. I don't know. If you slept on it, you're a fucking idiot. Go out and hang out with us on the 9 p.m. show over at Motor. Have your vaccine card ready or a test within the last 48 hours to get in there, bitch. But it's going to be a great fucking time. If you ever listen to Blake Hammond on this show, you know he's hilarious. You know you're going to have a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah.
Big shouts outs to all the comedians that I ran into at Chameleon, John Holmes and Jeremy Johnson and fucking Phil Pointer and Neighborhood Hill and all the people that I met randomly, drunkenly over at Chameleon that were just like super welcoming, that did great sets, that had a really on fire, really good room the other night. I think it was Thursday or Friday or something like that. They did a great fucking job. Please go and check out any of the comedians that we've had on this podcast. They're all phenomenal. Even if like you heard them and you're like, I don't know, if we have them on, it's because they're fucking hilarious. Please go and support them.
And yeah,
absolutely.
Like also big shout out to Lee Kimbrell. Like feedback I got from that episode, so many people like sent a message like, "Hey, that was really good. That was fun."
Yeah, Lee's great.
So thanks for Lee for doing that. And he's about to
Hub open
He's
mics.
about to have a thing come out soon. So as soon as he gives me a date, we'll plug the shit out of that. But yeah, he's got a little recording thing he did coming out. And
be on the lookout for that. The Hub open mic every week in OTR, and Go Bananas just opened back up, so check him out down there. All City podcast, Danny Gamble just became a fucking Patreon. Thank you for subscribing, Danny. I love what you do. I'm glad that you're fucking also into what we do.
Yeah, that kind of blew my mind getting that notification.
He's such a phenomenal artist. I mean, just literally world-renowned like artist, like of the highest caliber, and doing like master classes in art and conversation and even like conspiracy theories that aren't like too outlandish that you couldn't pay attention to. It's a lot of fun all the time. Ram Barnacle 3-hour episodes that normally you'd be like, 3 hours of a podcast? What is this, Joe Rogan? I don't want to listen to even fucking famous people talk. I was not bored for a single second. I genuinely enjoy listening to that man's podcast. Go and support All City. Go get a tattoo from Nick Lavin. Go get a tattoo from Bobby Bronson. I don't know if I'm...
Rumble Lips
Dude,
podcast.
some of these
Rumble
people
Lips.
are going to need to start paying us.
Yeah, I don't care. No, they get this for free. We love you, motherfuckers.
Big shout out to Happy Chicks Bakery.
Happy Chicks.
For my birthday, my mom just got me cupcakes from Happy Chicks, and I couldn't love Janet anymore. And they make the best shit ever. Like they have like vegan and all those options where I'm like, oh, I probably won't like this. I've never had
Get a lettuce cupcake, dude.
I've never had anything from there that I haven't loved.
Nice
So shout out to
spinach
them.
wrap cupcake. All right, I'm being ridiculous. Yeah, go check us out on the Patreon. We
Yeah.
love you, motherfuckers.
All right.
Goodbye.